Hi, welcome to Take 5 and thanks for joining me. Nostradamus' name is synonymous with predicting the future. Nostradamus published a book in 1555 containing 942 quatrains that allegedly predict famous future events. Observers have come across a handful of predictions that do seem to reflect real-world events. In reality, most of Nostradamus' prophecies are poorly translated and vaguely worded enough to encourage tons of speculation. The alleged oracle began publishing his famous cryptic quatrains in about 1555, but these were no ordinary poems. Nostradamus was allegedly a diviner, apothecary, and astrologer. But like horoscopes, the predictions themselves tend to be vaguely worded and therefore open to the reader's interpretations and biases. Some of his prophecies were the death of Henry II, the Great Fire of London, the French Revolution, Louis Pasteur, Adolf Hitler, the bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, the assassinations of John F. Kennedy, Bobby Kennedy, and the September 11 attacks. All these predictions were shaky and not accurate, though the seer is credited to being one who saw into the future. Then there was Paul the octopus. You know Paul. Paul was a common octopus used to predict the results of association football matches. Accurate predictions in the 2010 World Cup brought him worldwide attention as an animal oracle. During divinations, Paul's keepers would present him with 2 boxes containing food. The boxes were identical except that they were decorated with the different team flags of the competitors in an upcoming football match. Whichever box Paul ate from first was considered his prediction for which team would win the match. However, some say Paul didn't predict his own death. Something to think about. One of the key world events of the last days is found in Luke 21:26, which says, "Men's hearts failing them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken." We are uncertain of what shall come tomorrow. After this current world pandemic is gone, then what? Men cannot turn to Nostradamus or to the Paul the octopus whose prophecies were not 100% accurate. However, the Bible is accurate, spot on regarding world events that will transpire. It's like writing world history centuries before it happens. I mean, take a look at Daniel chapter 2, verse 1 to 45. King Nebuchadnezzar went to bed, worried about the future of his empire, and God showed him a dream of his kingdom and those that would follow. From there we see 4 metals: gold, silver, bronze, and iron, each representing the 4 kingdoms that would follow, which were Babylon, his kingdom, Medo-Persia, Greece, then Rome. To show the veracity of the Bible, the same kingdoms are repeated in the same succession in Daniel chapter 5 and further in chapter 7. This time, where there was a head of gold for Babylon, there is a lion for Babylon still. Where there was chest of silver, there is a bear representing Medo-Persia still. Where there was a waist of bronze, there is a 4-headed leopard for Greece as well. Lastly, where there were legs of iron, there is a terrible, unidentifiable beast with iron teeth representing Rome as well. The same prophecy is repeated in chapter 8 of Daniel, chapter 9, and chapter 11 as well. You see, the purpose of prophecy in the Bible is given in Isaiah chapter 46, 4 to 10, which says, "I am God, and there is none like me, declaring the end from the beginning, and from ancient times the things that are not yet done." Supernatural predictions are evidence provided to us for verification, and not a single prophecy from the Bible has been proven false. Many prophecies remain in the future, but all that have come to pass have been verified to be true. Thousands of prophecies from the Bible have been all fulfilled. What I love most is that Bible prophecy is evidence that God is in control. He is our refuge in times of trouble. He's not shaken by surprise, by world events or things that happen in our lives. Actually, Bible prophecy show that God is in control. They say prophecy is history in advance, while some say history is his story. of how he will prevail over evil. Take a look at Daniel chapter 1. God seems to be losing when his people are captured by Nebuchadnezzar, but the 4 Hebrew boys come out wiser at the end. That's victory for the Lord. In chapter 2, the king has a dream and his wise men fail to interpret the dream, but Daniel and his friends manage to interpret with the help from God. Move further, Daniel chapter 3. Everyone bows to worship the king's idol. The Hebrew boys refuse. They are thrown in the fire, but God delivers them all out of the fire. Indeed, God is in control. Take a look at chapter 5. King Belshazzar sees a writing on the wall. His wise men fail to interpret the writing, but Daniel interprets it and lives through the takeover by the Persians. Chapter 6 of Daniel again, you find Daniel refusing to worship the king. He is thrown into the lion's den, but God rescues him from the lions. Move further, chapter 7. It seems world powers will live longer, but the kingdom of God gives the kingdom to his people, and they have an eternal reign. Chapter 8 and chapter 9. Seems as though the world superpowers will hold the reins forever, but the Messiah is promised to come, and he comes to put an end to it all. Chapter 10 of Daniel again seems at a loss, the prophet, for understanding the prophecies concerning his people. Then when hope seems lost, the Lord sends Gabriel to give a message of victory. Let's go to chapter 11. Shows the 4 kingdoms climaxing into a war between the king of the north and the king of the south. It turns spiritual till none shall win the day, for they shall all come to their end. Lastly, chapter 12. It sees the world facing the time of trouble, such as never was. But then Michael stands and delivers God's people. So you see, God knows the end from the beginning and gives prophecies to his prophets to show the world what shall come to pass, and also for men to put confidence in him, the only true God, who has the whole world in his mighty hand. When this world's events shall be wrapped up, when this great controversy between good and evil shall be finalized, we ought to be on the winning side. It may seem like some superpowers run the show, but each time, look closely, God comes out victorious. I pray that you take your time to think things through and choose the winning side, God's side. All world prophecies cannot compare to what the Bible has laid out. This can't be ignored. Take 5 is a show produced by the Chizipiti Church, a fountain of love, and is made possible by support from many partners. If you wish to follow more of our studies on these and many other subjects, please connect with us on the Chizipiti SDA Church on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Like our platforms and share with us your comments. We also have our plug-in team ready to pray with you and encourage you through life's challenges. So please connect with us and would love to pray with you. We can't wait to hear from you. And remember, when life seems to drown you, just take a moment, take a break, and take 5 to reflect. Thank you for joining me today on Take 5. Can't wait to connect with you again next time. Keep the messages and the questions coming. Would love to hear from you. God bless you.